We're a divided country. Country's been polarized for 30 years. Millions of Americans are always going to disagree with the president, no matter who it is. Jesus could be president and half the country would hate Jesus. Something's happened where Democrats just stopped asking for our vote, though. Politics used to be about persuasion. This is who I am, this is what I believe in, this is my policy, this is what I'll do for you. Even when Bill Clinton was challenged by a voter, he still respected them and made an effort to relate to them.
If I were dying of ambition, I wouldn't have stood up here and put up with all this crap I put up with the last 6 months. I'm fighting to change this country. I have treated you and all the people who've interrupted my rallies with a hell of a lot more respect than you've treated me, and it's time you started thinking about that. Now, I feel your pain.
We went from I feel your pain to I'm going to show you what real pain is. Even Barack Obama, calm, face to face, here's why I'm running.
I'm getting ready to buy a company that makes about $250,000, $270,000, $80,000 a year.
All right.
Your new tax plan is going to tax me more, isn't it?
The reason we're doing that is because 95% of small businesses make less than $250,000. And so what I want to do is give them a tax cut.
Obama told you he'd spread the wealth around, and he worked for Joe Plummer's vote. Then along came Hillary, who hated you. She winced when she had to walk into a diner, shake hands, listen to you. No, no, no. Hillary believed she was better than you, and she knew what was good for you. She didn't want to waste time listening. She knew all the answers already. So if you didn't support Hillary, you must have a wicked soul. She took it personally. They must not like me because I'm a woman. They must not like my policies because they're racist. How can anybody not like me when I have such good intentions? This is why she called Trump voters deplorable.
To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Hillary made no effort to understand why the country preferred Trump. She intentionally disconnected herself from the people and then was bewildered by his election. It had to have been Russia that rigged it. Her arrogance didn't allow her to see that her position on trade, immigration, foreign policy wasn't what we wanted. Not to mention her condescending attitude. Joe Biden's cut from the very same cloth. He takes everything personally and loses his temper when voters ask him direct questions. Instead of listening and persuading, Biden snaps.
Take your AR-14s. A lot of guys want it. I'm not worried.
A voter asked Joe Biden why he was attacking the Second Amendment, and Joe Biden said he was full of blank. Then spent the next minute pointing at his chest and telling him what he didn't need, lying about what he'd said on video and telling him, I don't work for you, which is the very definition of a politician, a public servant who serves the people. Joe Biden, now as president, has failed to persuade you. He's failed to serve you. Instead, Joe Biden lies to you. And if you don't support him, Joe Biden tries to destroy you.
Today's Republican Party is driven and intimidated by MAGA Republican extremists.
Joe Biden's watching his presidency collapse, and Hillary Clinton is trying to save it. Not by advising Biden to close the border or bring rates down. Hillary announced on CNN that half the country's in a cult. They're racist, sexist, nativist, homophobes.
For whatever reason, he and his very negative, nasty form of politics resonates with them. Maybe they don't like migrants. Maybe they don't like gay people or black people or the woman who got the promotion at work they didn't get. Whatever the reason, Make America Great Again was a bid for nostalgia, to return to a place where, people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, say what they want, insult whoever came in their way. And that was really attractive to a significant portion of the Republican base. So it is like a cult.
Hillary doesn't understand you because she's never been in the room with you. Hillary couldn't get out of Arkansas fast enough. She lived in a White House bubble for 8 years, then became senator, then Secretary of State, then a presidential candidate. She's been able to control who's in a room with her for the last 30 years. Hillary has completely lost touch with America. Even since she's lost the election, she's made no attempt to see the country. She's been in India, Europe, Japan, back and forth from Manhattan to Chappaqua. When was the last time Hillary's been in a bar that wasn't roped off for a fundraiser, or a commercial flight, or even traffic? Instead of learning about you, Hillary wants you to unlearn what you think of her. Hillary wants to deprogram you.
There wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
So what would Hillary's deprogramming look like? Do we get triple vaxxed while we watch Maddow? Does Huma Abedin flog us with bamboo? Does she make us memorize the Mueller report while we hand out I'm with her t-shirts to migrants? Hillary's North Korean re-education camp sounds a lot more like a cult than MAGA. Hillary telling me that boys can be girls and that Fetterman's a sharp dresser isn't going to make us vote for Joe. This sounds a lot like what the Pentagon did to terrorists. Dropping leaflets in Syria, broadcasting propaganda from a loudspeaker on the back of a Humvee. If it sounds like counter-terror psychological warfare, it is. Newsweek's reporting the FBI has designated so-called MAGA Republicans as domestic terrorists and are using anti-terror tools to spy on and infiltrate Joe Biden's political opposition. Don't persuade them, prosecute them. Don't ask for their vote, ask, let me see your hands. The left wants us brainwashed or arrested. There's no other option. Don't you see, the Democrats are popular. You just need some reprogramming.
Almost 14 million new jobs, 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. Popular, popular, popular. We just need to let everybody know who brought it to them. Receipts. Amen. That's doable.
And if the president says, wasn't for the media, he'd be the most popular president in American history.
You all are not the happiest people in the world. What you report. And I mean it sincerely. You get more legs when you're reporting something that's negative. I don't mean you're picking on me. I'm just the nature of things. You turn on the television, and there's not a whole lot about boy saves dog as he swims in the lake. To say it's about somebody pushed the dog in the lake. I mean, I get it.
The media is the only thing keeping Biden in office. If we had a real media, he would have never been elected. And if he was, he would have already been impeached. MSNBC, who literally reprograms their audience every morning, just threw their hands up in the air and said, well, that's it, not working.
There's been one poll after another poll after another poll this week that has shown that the Republicans are just absolutely bashing Democrats when it comes to issues.
Republicans over Democrats on issues like inflation, the economy, immigration. These are 25, nearly 30-point margins creating jobs.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Huge, huge numbers. Elections so often, Joe, as you well know, are decided on the economy. And these are big warning signs here.
And the idea that it's just narrative doesn't work for voters either. Why aren't you listening to our story that we're telling you that things are going well? Well, because maybe in my life I think things cost too much.
Bravo, Willie. Someone told the truth on MSNBC. Don't tell people things are going well when everything costs too much. I have a better idea. Instead of reprogramming and re-education, why don't you guys just make it so things don't cost so much? Then we'll vote for you. That's called politics.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.